if I had to do a deal and make some money in 30 days, this is exactly what I would do. Hey, on this video, I'm going to show you if I had to do a deal and make some money in 30 days, this is exactly what I would do, specifically for land. All right, so I'm Joe McCall. This is the REI In Your Car podcast, and I'm actually in my Tesla that I bought a couple months ago. I'm loving this thing. And in just a minute, I'm going to do full self-driving all the way to the coffee shop. And all I have to do right now is press the brake, and it's going to go. I have to hit the start self-driving function. This is insane. They just got a new update, and it's pretty cool. But anyway, I'm still going to be paying attention. All right. But if I had to do a deal in 30 days and make some money because I had to pay the mortgage or whatever, this is exactly what I would do. The first thing, I would make a plan, okay? My plan would be really, really simple. I would want to call at least and talk to at least 20 people a day. Normally, I tell folks, hey, you just need to talk to 5 people a day. But I need to make money in 30 days, and I need to make it fast because I'm going to not pay my mortgage or my rent or whatever, and I'm going to get kicked out of my house. So my why is big enough. I talk about this a lot. When your why is big enough, the how will find a way, right? So I would make it a goal to talk to 20 people a day. Now, that's an aggressive goal. And the reason why I like it is because it forces you to be like really concise on the phone and not waste time with tire kickers, okay? You're in business to make money today. And so I'm not going to waste any time talking to somebody who doesn't have a deal they want to sell, doesn't have a deal they want to buy, and it's just, I'm not going to waste time, right? So when I'm talking to somebody, I got to be real quick and to the point. Now, I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to be a jerk, but I'm going to make it a goal to talk to 20 people. And guess what? If I don't make the goal, if I don't make the goal and I only talk to 10 people, well, that's still really, really good. So I would talk to 20 people a day, and I would have to be really asking them 2 questions. Number 1, do you have a deal you want to sell? Or number 2, do you have a deal you want to buy? And I feel pretty good that if I can do that, I will find one person who's got a deal they want to sell and another person's got a deal they want to buy, and I'd wholesale the deal to them. All right, so you notice I'm not doing any direct mail. I don't have the time to do direct mail, to send the letters, to get them out, to get the calls back, to talk to them, negotiate. So I'm just going to get on the phone. And I often say this, the phone is not a 500-pound cactus. Oh, this is scary. Here we go. Oh my gosh, this is insane. It's actually working. This new update too with Tesla, you can change it to where it's more aggressive or less aggressive on the full self-driving. All right, so anyway, 20 people a day. Do you think after 15 days, or let's say after 10 days, I've talked to 200 people. Do you think I might find somebody who's got a deal they want to sell and somebody who's got a deal they want to buy? Yeah. All right, so who would I call? What would I do? I would call a couple things. People. First thing I would do is I would call realtors who are selling vacant land that have been on the market. Well, actually, rewind. I would find a hot market where there's a lot of activity. I would find a market in Florida probably where there's a lot of recent buyers buying vacant land, okay? So I would dig deep into finding a couple hot zip codes where people are buying small, cheap lots of vacant land to build homes or something like that. And then I would go in and find, are there a lot of buyers that are buying land here? Is there just 1 or 2 buyers that are buying the land here? And if I find a hot pocket where there's a lot of activity, I know, all right, well, I'm in a honeypot here. I'm in a place where there's buyers that are looking for money. They're looking for deals. And so I'm not expecting to make $20,000 on a wholesale deal because usually those are more competitive markets, right? But I'm making $3,000 to $5,000. That's all I'm trying to make here, $3,000 to $5,000 through an assignment, a quick assignment. So I want to know what are the best markets here. And so then I would go online and I would call every realtor that has a vacant land listing there that's been on the market longer than, well, I would start with 6 months. If it's been on the market for longer than 6 months, I would call them and talk to them. And my main goal in this conversation, I've done another video on this, on where I actually call realtors live. It's a great strategy. But I would say, hey, listen, I'm an investor. I'm looking to buy some land in this area. I see this property. It looks like a nice property. Can I ask you some questions about it and just talk to them? And then I would ask, listen, I'm an investor. is the price negotiable? How negotiable is the seller on the price? This looks like a nice property. This is an active area. Why hasn't it sold yet? I know why it hasn't sold yet, because it's overpriced. But, I try to get that from the realtor. Why hasn't it sold yet? And I say, well, I see that they're asking 30 grand for it, but I'm looking here and there's currently properties on the market right now that are for sale for 20. So why are they thinking they can get 30 for it? Is $30,000 a fair price for this crazy market right now? And then I would look at solds while I'm on the phone with the realtor. And I say, I'm seeing a bunch of solds here that sold for $5,000, $7,000, $10,000. I say, listen, I'm probably not your buyer for this property, but maybe I could just email you an offer. You can call the seller. Don't write up a contract. Maybe. Oh, by the way, let me rewind a little bit. I tell the agent, hey, I don't know if you can do this, but can you represent me? I don't have an agent representing me. Can you represent me? And then you can get both sides of the commissions. You can double dip the commissions, or as it were. Or if that seller is not paying the buyer's agent commissions, I'll pay you a buyer's agent commissions. So I'm approaching my conversation to this realtor, but I want to help them make more money. All right. So I say, you don't have to write up a contract, but maybe you can just text the seller, call the seller with this number that I'm going to send to you. And then maybe, if they're interested, you can write up a contract. But I also will approach, since I've done a lot of this before, and I don't recommend this for everybody, but I understand how to do creative financing. I bought a lot of deals creatively and sold them creatively. So this isn't necessarily a good beginner strategy, but this is what I would do. I would say, listen, if I could get them something closer to their price, they wouldn't consider seller financing or something like that, would they? And so I said, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll send you two offers. I'll send you a cash offer and I'll send you an owner financing offer. And then we can just go from there. And if they're interested, you can write up the contract. I'll make sure you get paid to commissions. Okay, cool. And I said, by the way, Mr. Realtor, do you have any other off-market properties, discounted off-market properties that I might be interested in that I can buy? And see what they say. So my goal in this conversation isn't necessarily to get that particular deal under contract, because I'm going to need to make an offer at probably 25% of what the list price is. And my owner financing price is going to be maybe 50 to 60% of what the list price is. But I don't care about that necessarily. All I care about is I have a realtor now who knows of other off-market properties that they can send to me, okay? And the cool thing about this is these realtors, they don't want to list these properties, right? They make very little commissions on them. They take forever to sell. They would rather do houses. So when they talk to a serious cash buyer, an investor like me, who can buy their property, they don't have to list it. They get really generous commissions. Next time a seller comes to them and says, hey, will you list my vacant lot? Who are they going to call? They're going to call me. They're going to say, hey, are you interested? I might have a deal for you, okay? And I tell the realtor, when you bring me an off-market deal, I'll pay you 10% commissions on this property. This is insane, this driving thing, okay? And then, well, I got a realtor, by this time I've told him I'll let you double dip the commissions. I'll let you, and I'll pay you 10% commissions if you bring me any off-market deals. Those realtors become much more friendly. They want to work with me because I'm going to pay them what they're worth. I'm going to pay them some good money for bringing me deals or helping me put deals together. And so the cool thing is, now that I find a good realtor, I'm going to be talking to them and saying, listen, sometimes I buy and hold properties. I will hold them for 30 years. Sometimes I'll build a house on them. Sometimes I'll flip them. Sometimes I'll sell them with owner financing. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this house yet, or with this vacant lot. But if I did buy it, would you want to relist it for me and help me sell it so I can make a little profit? Or do you have any buyers that I could just maybe do a quick assignment and flip the deal to them? This is insane. And I'm going to say I want to park in the parking lot. And so the Tesla's driving around this parking lot at this coffee shop right now. And it's going to find a parking spot. The Caldi's coffee shop is right over there. This is so crazy. It's going to find a parking spot right now and park for me. All right. So what do you think is going to happen when I talk to 20 realtors? Oh, it's going into, this is so crazy. I'm really nervous. It's going close to the coffee shop. It's looking for parking spots, and I don't know what it's doing right now. Sorry, you can fast forward on this video, but sees a spot and it's moving into the parking spot. No way. It's slowly going. I got a car to the left of me and a car in the front of me, and it's slowly inching forward, and it's reversing because it needs to straighten up better at the spot. This is no way. It's pulling forward into the spot, and it's perfect right in the center of the parking spot. Did you see that? You saw that. I did not touch the steering wheel or the gas once that whole trip. I went from my daughter's school to a coffee shop in Chesterfield Valley here. Crazy. All right, so I'm calling realtors, talking to them. I don't necessarily care about that particular deal, although I may turn it into a deal. I want that realtor to think of me when they find another off-market property, okay? And then a week later, 30 days later, I'm going to call them, follow up with them, text them, email them. Hey, you don't remember me maybe? Or we talked a little while ago. I'm following up on that offer I sent you for that property. Has that seller sold it yet? Is it still available? Are they negotiable? Do you have any other off-market deals? I will pay you 10% commissions on any off-market deals you bring me, okay? So the beautiful thing about this now, you do this enough, you're going to talk to some realtors that have a deal and they'll have buyers. Oh my gosh, boom. Now, after I talk to 10 or 20 realtors, I would actually get on the phone and start cold calling vacant land owners. So I know my hot spots where there's a lot of activity. I would pull a list of people who own land there that live outside of the state. They've owned it for over 5 or 10 years, over 10 years. They're not an LLC, they're individuals. And I would start skip tracing them, and I would start calling them. And guess what I would call them from? I wouldn't get any fancy software. I would use a cell phone. All right. I would use this thing right here. Maybe I'd use Google Voice. No, you know what? I wouldn't. I would use the number on my cell phone. Because when I text them and call them, it's going to be a legit phone number. They're going to get a blue text. And I'm just going to call people and say, hey, listen, I'm an investor. I'm looking to buy some more land in the area. Oh, this is how I start my cold calls. I would say, hey, I know you're going to hate me. This is a cold call, but can you give me 5 seconds? And I have a question for you about your property in XYZ County. Okay. That's how I would start my calls. And it's funny because when I do that, you get sometimes you get chuckles or laughs or like, oh my gosh, it's a cold call. But I'm honest with them and say, hey, listen, you're going to hate me. This is a cold call. I'm sorry, but can you just give me 5 seconds? I want to ask you some questions. I want to ask you a question about your 5-acre lot in XYZ area. All right. And then I would talk to them. Hey, you're not interested in selling, are you? You know, have you thought about what it's worth? What would you want for it? If I could pay you cash and close quickly in 30 days, what's the least you'd take? What do you want? You know, if I can get you, I can't get you that number, but if I could you consider maybe some seller financing or something like that? I can make you payments over time. So that's how I do it, man. I would get on the phone. That's, Brent Daniels did the TTP thing, all right? I remember I interviewed him on my podcast before he was even well known. We talked about the TTP method. It's very simple. People have been doing it for decades and decades. He didn't invent it, but he just made it mainstream. And it was talk to people. That's the secret sauce here. I would talk to 20 people a day, mainly realtors of older vacant land listings, talk to them about that property, see if they have any other properties, see if they have any buyers, see if they can help me sell a deal if I get a deal under contract. And then I would call vacant landowners. Because now when you're talking to 20 people a day, guess what? Now after 1 week, you've got 100 people that you can follow up with, okay? And then at the next week, you have 200 people you can follow up with. And then I would text them and email them and call them, mainly text and email, and do some ringless voicemails every week, just following up. Hey, Joe again. And my messages would be different. Hey, Joe again, I'm looking for deals. Do you have any vacant land, off-market deals in this area? Let me know. Also, let me know if you're looking to buy anything. I find some deals sometimes that I don't want. You might be interested in them. I'm telling you guys, this is the secret magic sauce. It's very simple. It's not complicated, okay? Get on the phone. Talk to people. Ask them 2 questions. Do you have any deals, or are you looking to buy any deals? That's it for now. I'm going to go in the coffee shop. I got a coaching call with my clients I'm really excited about. I love doing these. And I'll see you later.